Sometimes I'll be reading the New Testament, and just to be kind of honest about it, you're reading Jesus talk about something, and it's like Jesus randomness, right? Like Jesus is kind of like woo 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 woo, like all over.
Give us an example, like you're saying Matthew and the
right. So the Sermon on the Mount, right?
Yep.
So the Sermon on the Mount, you're working through all these different things, right? Matthew 5-7, and then by the end of it, right? You finish the little section there where he says, "Ask and it'll be given to you.
Yep.
Seek and you'll find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives." And that whole passage,
yep.
right? And then he goes into love your neighbor, do to others as you have them do unto you, because this sums up or is the law and the prophets, right? You've got this transition there. You've got this one little word there called un. You look at it, and you're going to see this. It's an inferential idea, right? It's therefore, thus, these kinds of things. That's going to be the primary thing. Basically, un focuses on the inferential idea, right?
Okay. Yeah, of what he just said.
Sometimes
it's like little phrases, like the last few paragraphs. Sometimes it's the whole idea.
Right.
Of what he just said.
Right. And so if the only question you're asking is, what does this mean? Then what you're going to see is most people are going to translate that little word as therefore or thus, right?
Yeah. And then it just turns into a bunch of randomness after what he said.
Right. And so your question is like, how in the world does this actually connect with what I just read? But then when you ask the question, how does this function? What task is it accomplishing within its own system?
Within the Greek system.
Right?
Yep.
You've got an app on your phone, right? You push certain buttons and the app does certain things because you're working within that app.
Yep.
If you try to do the same things in another app, it's not going to work.
Example. Yep.
Right? And so that's what's happening here is that word actually can function on different levels of the discourse.
Yeah.
Right?
Got it.
And so if you have a speaker and he's speaking, and the speaker is wanting to draw an inference from the immediately preceding sentence, right? He can do that.
Yeah.
If he wants to link his closing statement with a paragraph,
basically summing up.
He can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he wants to signal to you that he's summing up the entire thing he's just been talking about, then he's going to use a different device for that, right?
Yep.
We're starting to get rained on, bro.
We are. The rain's coming down. So if you're hearing it, we're getting rained on a little bit.
Yeah.
So
what I'm saying there is, yeah. So when Jesus goes into that section there on do to others as you'd have them do unto you, narrow is the road that leads to life. Watch out for false prophets, right?
Yep.
Those, not just anyone can enter the kingdom. Not just anyone who says, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom, right? Yep. When he gets to those key points at the end, we have to be conscious that this little word can signal different levels of the discourse.
Got it.
So in this situation, I kind of staring at it, I really believe that Jesus there, when he gets to that section, it's not just, he just randomly switches from ask, seek, and you'll find to do to others as you have them to do unto you. It's just kind of like that. It seems Jesus randomness is happening there.
Yeah.
But actually what he's doing there is he's signaling to you, basically, in light of all these teachings, one, do to others as you would have them do unto you.
Yep.
This is the law and the prophets. And that started the whole discourse earlier on is don't think even for a moment that I came to do away with the law and the prophets. I didn't come to do away with them, but to carry them out, to make them fully known, the different options there, right?
That's good. And then he's like, two,
yeah. So basically, here's what I want you to get from this.
He's referencing
the entire thing. He's saying, here's the inference from what I just taught. Number one, do to others, treat them as you would treat them. This is the law and the prophets. I'm here to make it fully known. Here's what I'm saying at. Love each other. Do to others as I would have them do, as you would have them do unto you. Two, narrow is the road. It's not easy. It's not easy to pluck out your eye. It's not easy to resist anger. But the road is narrow.
Yeah.
And those who find it are few.
Yeah.
And he's putting the emphasis there on few, right?
Yeah, which I think we should hit on in a second.
Yeah, we can lock into there. Then the next point is watch out for the false prophets, because the agenda of a false prophet is to lead you astray and away from everything I just told you about. And he's like, boom, he's driving it home. And then then he says, not just anyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter my kingdom on that day, but those who do the will of my Father. And he's saying, that's what you need to know. Everything I've just said, this is what my Father wants. And if you do it, man, you've got an awesome inheritance coming. But if you don't, beware.
Yeah.
Beware. And you're like, boom, 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 because you're drawing the inference of what he's saying. And then he closes the whole thing with, it build your house on the rock.
So,
right?
so just to kind of sum up, really, for us to sum up
Yeah,
what you're
sorry.
saying. No, that's good.
Just kidding.
I love it, man. The gas and the diesel, basically, you're getting at. It's all about the meaning. So we want to capture the meaning of what's being said rather than just trying to get the words on the page.
Well, the meaning, but also the function.
The function of it. That's what I'm trying
Meaning
to get
of that. That what does it say? Like, I was born in the 20th century in the United States of America, speaking English.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
If I am going to draw an inference based on an entire preceding discourse, I'm going to signal that to my readers in a way that's going to be different than somebody 2,000 years ago speaking Greek. That's a whole different kind of language.